vlog update. I've started a little aquascape. Got just real basic plants, real basic substrates, super basic hardscape. But eventually I plan on getting some kind of little floating plant, some shrimp, maybe a betta, maybe some minnows. I don't know. But it's nothing big, it's nothing special, it's nothing super, super exciting yet. This is its first day in existence, and look at Dakota. Dakota approves. Yes, he does. Let's put you back on your floor. This isn't the ideal place for it. I'm in Dad's reloading room, which is connected to, well, you can't see it, but my living room. Let me actually do that. And I'll turn this off. Just because this light is higher strength than those LEDs. And yeah, as you can see, it's cloudy and it's got some murk to it, but it's alright. It will clear up as the filter does its job, and the plants and the bacteria start to clean up, and then after about a month or two, I'll get a couple little nano shrimp to put in it. I mean, this ain't nothing special. You see, it's fairly small. It's, what? 3 gallon, 2.5 gallon. Let's find out real quick. It's a 2 gallon. Yeah, I have the box. Keeping my extra substrates. I've got some plants over here that probably aren't gonna make it, but you can't blame me for trying. It would actually probably help if I put some water in them. And it didn't float. So, just trying to see if I can promote some growth of this rapens. Because if I can, I will replant it. Because this came out of the bag and it didn't look very healthy, so I'm not going to try and fully immerse it or submerge it. I'd rather have it in a place where it'll get some oxygen and it'll stay relatively clean. It'll get plenty of carbon. The dog's rolling around on the floor now. But the reason for the brush is I kind of poke at these little clusters of bubbles, try and get them to go away. But this thing does not look this murky in person. So, I've started something new. Why did I start this? I wanted something a little more tranquil in my life, something a bit more relaxing. And, I mean, if this one takes off well, then I'll graduate to a larger one that'll go here, probably maybe a 5 gallon, 10 gallon. Though, this company, Topfin, has quite a few tanks that I really, really like the look of. I love this Hex 0.85 watt. That's not many watts. But these do give off a lot of lumens. 2,220 lumen. Not bad for a total of 3 LEDs. Well, it's 3 triples, it looks like. Maybe. I don't know. It's a color changer, so I mean, this is my day light. Every morning I'll take this off and turn on that light and let these get some better lighting. Then at night I'll cut this on and give it a bit less light, because that light's 15 watt. And I know you want a lot of light for growing your plants. Yeah, we got some dwarf hair grass over here, some rapens. I cannot for the life of me remember the names of those two. I goofed and accidentally threw away that one's ID. I wanted to keep it so I could remember. And these are another form of grass. I wanted some decent carpeting plants, but nothing that would, fill up this whole little tank, which if this one grows well, I could probably take some of this dwarf grass and grow it in a larger tank and have me a large prairie with a few bigger things and some small fish, shrimp, filter feeders, snail. Slightly bigger tank. So as of right now, I'm not even beginning to plan a larger tank. I'm not planning what kind of fish I'm going to get into this. All I'm doing right now is letting this set, letting it grow, letting it acclimate, and essentially letting it terraform the aquarium for me. The only reason I have that filter on there is to keep it clean. Eventually, my larger tank is not going to have a filter. I'm going to run no filter, no fertilizers, no carbon, nothing. Just good substrate and plants. So that way I can get the bacteria growing, I can get the plants growing, I'll oxygenate the water, and then I can start putting in smaller animals like shrimp to clean it, trim everything, make it grow nice and full. Just make it nice in general. Which there is some yellowing going on with these plants. They were kind of getting yellowed when I bought them. And this one's root right here from this big mamma jamma didn't stay under my substrate. It kind of floated out. So I have a root just out there that I hope eventually does something like loop back into the substrate. Though I'm sure if I wanted to, then I'll have to do it myself. But any swoozle? Let's get the lid of this back on. There we go. Turn off this light and power it on. And it does have a color changing light, so you do see it transform a little bit. And I don't know, I like it. I really, really like it. And then if you want it to stay at a color, you click the button on the cord and it'll stop. So I want it to be this real pretty turquoisey blue, which comes through as almost daylight on the phone. But all I do is I click the button on this to freeze it on that color. Then I can click it again to take it to solid white. And I click it a third time to restart, which I'm actually going to leave it on this deep blue for night. I'm either going to leave it on blue, red, or green at night, because I enjoy it. It's a very gorgeous color. I love the way it shines down on the plants. Can't wait till I've got some small little shrimp, and I'm just going to go from there. Okay, sync. So my first aquascape / hopefully ecosystem because I do plan on this eventually becoming a self-sustaining ecosystem, which I know is a hell of a lot harder in something smaller, which is why I'm eventually going to upgrade to a larger tank, something like a 10-gallon or a 5-gallon, which I'll probably actually get the 5-gallon because they have a beautiful 5-gallon tank that I just want. And I really like this hex pattern. So if I get actually a metric fuck ton of hex patterns, then I can plug them together, almost, and have my own little things with their own ecosystems. And maybe do a transition. You know, have one plant breed on one side, and then just move across through small little breeds of plants. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not planning any more except this one right now. If this one fails, I will restart. Probably start with moss balls, which are actually algae and are damn near bulletproof, impossible to fail in. And we'll see how that one does, and then from there I'll get a simpler plant or a slightly more advanced plant. Then I'll go and go and go and go and go until I eventually build me a real big one. It's gonna sit right there and be pretty, and the dog is sitting in my feet. Hey Fudge, I have a small dog, but it's okay because he thinks he's the size of a Great Dane. Don't you, Fudge? Don't you think you're the size of a Great Dane? Won't you sniff at my feet? You don't want to get rubbed. Of course you do. So that was my dog update and my aquarium update, aquascape update. I can't think of a word for that other than an aquascape, and that just sounds bad. And I am getting a bit of condensation on that lid from keeping it open. So we're going to leave it shut. We're going to let the condensation build. We're going to let the temperature normalize. Going to let the plants hopefully grow. And then, you know, down the line, I'll give y'all an update on this like a week later. And maybe on those little dudes over there. And we'll see how it grows. Because if those start growing real good, I'm definitely going to pull out that cluster there, plant it, and maybe try to relocate this grass to be closer together and see if I can make it carpet a little bit better. Because what I'm doing here is an attempt at making a small pond-like environment. Because everyone does these real big, extravagant ones. I want a piece of nature. I want a pond, which means ideally I could go to a pond and, you know, get some substrate from a pond, like get some rocks from the bottom of a pond, put them in, you know, pond water, use them for the lowermost layer, so that way they've got a good bacteria bed. Oh, I'm out of film, bye.